Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you.
Oh my goodness.
When someone gets this excited over a $20 gift certificate for a restaurant they've visited twice a week for over 15 years, the food's gotta be good. But for Peter Zichi, Nick the Greeks represents more than great food. Nick's, Shoppers Drug Mart, the Scotiabank, Dollarama aren't just stores, but places where Peter has friends. Peter was born in Windsor, Ontario, 49 years ago, to a loving family. With younger brothers Martin and Thomas, and a younger sister Bernadette, Peter's early years were uneventful. But as he grew, it became apparent that he had a disability, which was later diagnosed as autism. As was the wisdom of the day, Peter was sent to live at Southwestern Regional Centre, a massive institution over an hour from his home. To this day, he's haunted by the experience.
My mommy, daddy put me through spring. Transfer 41 years was growing upset.
Yeah.
My mommy, daddy put me transfer. No, it's way ago.
How many years did you live there, Petey?
11 years.
11 years.
I transfer.
You transferred.
I transferred to Spring Southwestern Central Hospital School, February 1963. 41 years ago. No, it's way ago.
How old were you when you went there?
7-year-old boy.
Because he was in the institution from the time that he was about approximately 10 years of age to 18, 19 years of age, a lot of, I guess, the potential that he may have shown, that might have been apparent to the people in the institution, my parents didn't see it. None of us saw it. None of us thought him capable, right? We always sort of pegged him at that mental capability of the 5-6-year-old, right? His tantrums when things weren't necessarily going his way, even as an early adult, would underscore that, okay, he's still very childlike, right, in that way, right? So these types of behaviors just reinforced the perception in our collective mind that there's not much more that Peter is capable of doing.
So Peter sat. He sat while his mother took care of him. He sat while his brother and sister grew up and moved out of the area. And after his father passed away, there were even fewer expectations placed on him. As Martin puts it, he moved out of Southwestern to the institution of home. And for 30 years he simply existed until the call came.
We assumed prior to my mother dying that we'd have many more years to plan for some type of transition for Peter, right? We knew obviously that she wasn't going to be on Earth forever, and that she was likely going to move on from this world before we would. But again, at 74, being a reasonably healthy person, we just didn't expect her to leave this Earth that fast, right? So all the planning that was well intended never happened. And so, as I mentioned earlier, the thought, literally a microsecond after I found out about my mother's death was, okay, now what are we doing with Peter?
With Martin, Thomas, and Bernadette living in the Toronto area, the first thought was to move him so that one of his siblings could take care of him. Another thought was to look for a group home. But Peter had his own ideas.
I okay here. Yeah, I okay.
You're more than okay.
I okay here, yes.
Yeah. When do you remember right after your mom died and all your brothers and sisters were staying here with you? And we sat down at that table right there and
I remember you Tuesday, August 12th, 2003. I remember you came out to house here. We were talk.
yeah.
Talking more sister birthday, I remember.
And do you remember what we were talking about?
Like to stay at this house.
Right. So we had to figure out a way to make that happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
While Peter felt comfortable staying alone, everyone else thought he needed someone to look in on him. Emergency funds were acquired to help keep Peter at home. Rather than hiring strangers to assist him, Peter chose who he wanted and trusted to help support him.
So then we talked to your neighbor next door.
Jane next door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you liked her, right?
Yes. Lena, Shoppers Drug Store, Lena.
Yeah. Anita from Shoppers Drug Mart. And who else did you ask to help you? She's coming today.
Donna. Nitty-gritty was.
Yeah, your favorite restaurant.
Favorite restaurant.
Waitress from your favorite restaurant.
So with a team of friends, Peter has someone assist him 2 to 3 hours a day doing what he needs to do. They teach him how to take care of his home. They teach him to cook. They help him shop for groceries.
$170, please.
And do his banking.
No, $170.
And they teach him other things he's interested in, like sending and receiving email.
I have you. Put it down.
You wrote that very well.
Have you ever do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Peter is very outgoing and personable and meets new people easily. He has an outstanding memory for dates, and what's even more impressive is that when he's given a date, any date in the past or future, he can determine which day of the week falls on that date. Anyone who meets Peter is bound to be asked the question.
What year you born, Jeff?
I was born September 12th, 1958.
Friday, September 12th, 1958. 46 years ago. No, it's time ago.
So you were born on a Friday.
Yes, Jeff.
Very much.
Long time ago, right?
No, it's time ago.
Really long time ago.
Yes.
Even though he's been out of the institution for 30 years, he remains very concerned about the residents still living there. So much so, he's taken it upon himself to organize a petition to expedite the closing of Southwestern Regional Center. And every day he carries a tally of the residents still living in Cedar Springs.
114 people in Cedar Springs.
He inspires me. Because he lives with challenges and he's overcome all of those challenges. So I really look up to him. And he helps me do my job.
What is her job?
Yeah,
How about your job?
yeah. He directs what needs to be done.
Seeing Peter today, such a short time after his mother's death, it's hard to believe how well he's coping. His eagerness to learn and to take care of himself is remarkable. But what's even more remarkable is how simple the solution was. He has a community, he has a home, and he has history.
See, I first moved in this house Saturday, January 13, 1968. 37 years ago. No, it's time ago.
Flexible funding allowed Peter to stay in his home and his community with the level of support he needs. He doesn't require a group home, he has a home. He doesn't require assistance making his meals or cleaning He's happy to do that himself. And he doesn't need specialists or experts to program for him. All he needs is a handful of people who he likes and trusts to help him stay on track and live the life he chooses.
In some ways, my mother's death there's a rebirth in him, right? So there's this sort of almost this continuity of spirit, if you will, right? From one life to the next. Finally, he's got that sense of autonomy. He's thriving more so than he ever has in his life.